Yuri.
I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. '19 Chrysler Pacifica.
Are we whispering because it's a hybrid limited?
It's so quiet.
Okay, let's actually talk.
Horsepower and torque.
260 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque from a 3.6 liter V6 plus a hybrid system.
Which gives us about 50 kilometers of range.
51 to be exact.
Fully electric.
Yes, because it is a plug-in hybrid. And by the way, we know a lot of you guys are watching without subscribing, so just do us a favor, hit the subscribe button.
Hit the little bell next to it. It makes our day, and then our videos pop up in your subscriber feed. It'll be fine.
We don't spam you guys, 2 videos a week, that's it.
So before we get into the hybridness of it, let's talk about why we booked this minivan for the exact reason.
Because you needed to move stuff on a Saturday.
But that's the reason that we booked it this week. But the reason we booked it in general was because on the Jeep Gladiator trip, we got picked up from the airport in a Pacifica. We sat in the back seat, we're like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah, so we played games against each other. We played checkers, we played tic-tac-toe.
I quickly sat in the back. You found a sunroof there. I had so much room, like...
I sat in the back and I had so much room back there.
We were shocked by how good this was, and we have a history of minivan life.
Yes, I had a Mercury Villager. Shout out my parents for owning that and letting me drive it.
And then my dad's first minivan was the '93 Plymouth Voyager, and then my grandma had a Villager as well.
Villager life.
Villager Voyager gang.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start the review. This is the only plug-in hybrid minivan.
Yes, it is.
So technically it's the only electric minivan.
Technically, sort of, yeah.
Okay, the thing that sucks about this is you can't pick when you're going to use your electricity. So if you're driving on the highway for like the first 50 kilometers, you're like, I could just use the gas engine. And then I'm going to do city for the next 50 kilometers. Like, no, we're doing it the opposite.
It would be nice to just have a button for EV only and then EV plus gas.
Yeah, like the Clarity has, I think. But the problem with that is somebody may forget to push it and then they might do a whole trip with no electricity. So I think this is meant for somebody who drives at home, plugs it in, and then every single morning they use their first 50 kilometers of just electricity, and like that's their routine.
It's meant for dad life, mom life. Like this is meant for families. They don't want to think about stuff. They have so many other things on their mind that they don't want to mess with any of that stuff, and I completely understand why we don't have those options.
It's totally fair, and I think this is an awesome first start for a hybrid van.
I love this. I straight up think this is the smartest thing that Chrysler's ever done, other than the Hellcat and Demon.
Okay,
and the Trackhawk.
So now if they put a Hellcat engine in the Pacifica, what would we call that? Leave your comments below. Let's come up with a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, here's mine. Hellcifica.
Okay, here's mine. Hell Shark, because Pacifica, shark in the ocean.
All right. So let's talk about charging times then.
12 hours on a regular 110 volt, which is a regular plug in your house. I think that's just about like an hour too long, because when you're gonna have dinner, sit down, maybe 6, 7 o'clock, you gotta leave for school, work, 6, 7 o'clock. It would be nice to have a little bit of a buffer there.
But if you don't use your whole 50 kilometers in one day, I'm sure people drive less than 50 kilometers, then it's fine.
I agree.
And then
level 2 is
2 hours?
2 hours, yeah. So it's
kind of
great.
all right, yeah.
Yeah, I have no issues with this, because I think right now plug-in hybrids are where it's at, because you could use that full electricity and still be able to go to the cottage and not worry.
See, I don't fully agree with that. It kind of makes sense, but like for myself, I would rather just go full electric.
But you can't have an electric minivan.
I know, like Model X is the closest and I can't afford one, and it's more expensive than this, but I feel like...
And the last thing you want to do is worry about running out of electricity on a road trip going up like north, because it's a minivan, it's a road trip machine.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But then like, it'd be nice if it was a road trip mode where it's like, all right, we're on the highway, we're gonna add on and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it could use an extra mode.
I agree. But we are not minivan owners yet, so I understand why there's no modes.
And then while driving hybrid, we can have this e-hybrid button that we set up, and you can see what's actually going on.
Yeah, and it's very simple. You can't change much, because again, people probably don't want that in this car.
And then you have a lot of hybrid options up in your gauge cluster as well, which is nice. It's very customizable, the left, right, top, and you've got a power gauge and a charge gauge on the left. What I really like though is when you run out of electricity, it'll chill at like 1%.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And that 1% kicks you into electric only mode when you're driving really slowly. So if you're like in your parking garage, I'm like, okay, now we're electric, even though I drained my whole battery. Or if you're in the stop and go section to pick up your kid at school with no idling, also electric.
Exactly, and the power flow gauge tells you when you're an electric or hybrid or just gas.
And you've got a charging schedule, so you can have it only charge up during peak electricity hour stuff.
Yes,
so
or I guess off peak.
Yeah, so you don't waste the money.
That's right.
I meant peak for saving money. So with all the hybrid-y stuff out of the way, can I get into minivan gimmicks?
Go for it.
We don't have Stow N Go seats in the middle, but we have Stow N Go seats in the very back.
Because they have to accommodate for the hybrid batteries.
Which is fair for the hybrid version. But Stow N Go is the best.
It is the best.
We used to rent these things out on film industry stuff. Like, anytime you saw a caravan on set, you're like, yeah, fold those seats down, throw in as much junk as possible. You get a different brand minivan, you're like, this is gonna be a bummer.
But, box test, let's find out.
I'd like you to meet my 4 favorite people in the world. 20 boxes in the Pacifica Hybrid. Get your own box at patreon.com/TheBeatPipes. 20 boxes, which means that with Stow N Go, this thing is probably the champion of the world.
And we didn't take out the back seats over here, so this would have done extremely well.
Yeah, also my back always hurts. I'm not taking back seats out ever again.
We're done with that.
Done. Yo, chiropractors, hit me up, sponsorship. Yeah. And putting the Stow N Go down in the back seat is so easy because they number the straps.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
And like, I think the older ones had like 4 straps. I remember them being a little more confusing, but this is so easy.
It is.
And then if we need more room to get into the back seat, and I guess they had this set up for Stow N Go for the middle row, there's a button that'll move the driver and passenger seat up forward.
And then I also actually fit in every single row comfortably, 2nd row and 3rd row. But I would want to be in the 2nd row to play with the infotainment system in the back.
Yeah, so we've got TV screens, which flip up. You have your HDMI and other inputs that go in. We've got headsets and remotes in the back for the people back there. And then you can also play LAN games like checkers and bingo. You can do like car spotting. Are we there yet? All kinds of really good stuff for, I guess, little kids.
You can play against each other, and it works perfectly.
Like, as adults playing checkers, that's good. Like, I think it'd be fun if they did a couple more games, like maybe chess as well, or like Settlers of Catan, maybe get the rights to that. Monopoly.
You know what BMW needs in the 7 Series?
This. Yeah.
I want to play checkers against my very high executive passenger.
Yeah, I'm like, why not? But this doesn't have like TV shows built in like the
Honda, the Odyssey.
But then like, I mean, bring Blu-rays. I guess that kind of evens it out for kids.
Yeah,
and
this does have a Blu-ray player.
If you're teenagers or adults, like you have iPads or iPhones.
And this does have USB ports in pretty much almost every seat, I think.
Okay, let me talk about how much I like the very back seat.
Go for it.
Tons of room. You've got your cup holders, your USBs, but then you've got an extra sunroof in the very back.
That's pretty luxury.
Like, you click the button and open it up, like, it doesn't feel dark and scary back there. It's great. And then here we've got this huge panoramic sunroof. This thing is just like a dreamboat.
It is. It's really good for long trips and whatever the hell you want, day trips, doctor visits, soccer clubs, whatever.
Compared to a 3-row SUV.
Oh, this is unreal.
And it's hybrid.
I can get in every row comfortably.
And now a couple more minivan gimmicks. Storage compartments. Look how much room we have down here. And what's really nice is we have the history of the caravan down there.
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, that is the coolest thing ever.
Okay, you want to see another big compartment? Look at this thing.
That's huge.
Yeah, and then we've got this section right here for like your garage door opener or your phone. Look at this. Push down, tons of room here. Hey, we need some drinks and cup holders. Look at this. And it can stop in cup holder position.
It's unreal.
It's crazy, like, it's straight up crazy. And the amount of room we have in the very trunk for Stow N Go, like below the floor level, is insane.
I know, you can stack so much stuff back there.
And then we've got cool compartments on the doors for all kinds of dad stuff. Sunglass holder. Hey, what are the kids doing back there? I don't have a camera like in the Honda Odyssey, but yo.
You got the mirror.
We got the mirror. Okay, and before we get into the infotainment, I want to touch on something on the interior. What does everybody want in a luxury interior? Soft touch everywhere. What does this have?
Soft touch everywhere.
Literally everywhere, even on the sides. Like, this has more soft touch than most things.
It is very expensive for what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Compared to the Atlas, like, you're paying more, but you've got more soft touch.
Yes, and you have more stuff.
More everything.
Yes.
It's freaking TVs.
Yeah, it's a hybrid.
If you had an incentive, it would be like the same price.
But you can't, well, depending on the province, yes.
Yeah, and like the country, like I think, you know, things change.
Yes.
So yeah, whew, kind of worked up. Your turn to drive. Let's dabble into the infotainment and the rest of all the goodies, and even handling. You can,
and some horsepowers and some torques.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I want to do a hybrid launch.
All right. Well, that was non-eventful.
Got some cool electric noises, though.
Some, yeah. Rolling start. It's not that fast.
No, it's definitely no VTEC van like the Odyssey.
And it's definitely no Mercury Villager like our old ones.
Yeah. Yeah, even the old Voyager would like pull, it was like a 3.8 or something. Probably the same thing they put in
3.5, the Nissan engine.
No, the Voyager, not the Villager. Same thing they put in the Prowler, probably.
Yeah, probably, actually.
Why do you think I want one so bad?
Love that minivan life, Prowler life.
So after that readjustment of your driving position, let's talk about the driving position first.
Super comfortable. I got armrests where I want them. I can touch the steering wheel. Love it.
Yeah, we got the armrests that come down.
Captain's chairs.
Not as good, as comfortable as the Odyssey though.
Fully agree. They are way harder than the Odyssey, like way harder.
When I got into this after the Audi A7, I'm like, is this the whole thing is just lumbar support? Like,
I need like spine support. Like no, deflate.
I think it's overall good and fine, and it's got a cool little S stitched into it.
Yes, because we do have that package as well.
And coincidentally, Savage Geese has this exact same Pacifica hybrid at the same time as us, so we're gonna ask him what he thinks about it. Mr. Goose, hologram version, what do you think?
Thanks for bringing me into the beta test for the FCA hologram algorithm. I'll tell you what I like, guys. I like the front seats, but I like the back seats better. They're so comfortable. I can be 500 pounds or whatever, 7,000 kilograms. I can put my ladies in here. I can put my boys, my 15 kids, my parakeets, my gerbils, and I can still have a good time. The best part, it's made in Ontario, Canada. That's right, it's not American. Birds, just hologram.
Awesome.
Wow, that was really good thinking, Savage Geese.
Savage Geese hologram.
Let's talk about some power. It is decent, like we said. The transmission is one of my favorite parts of this thing. So it has an EVT or some weird thing where it's called, I don't know. Anyways, it's pretty much seamless the way that it transitions everything. Like, I have no issues with this transmission. It doesn't feel like a CVT in a bad way. It feels great.
Feels like a normal car.
Yeah.
Feels like a normal van.
It's pretty much seamless in the transition between hybrid and gas. Now let's send it into Cliche Corner and test out the suspension and handling. Obviously tons of body roll, a little bit of tire squealing. It's nothing like the Odyssey, but it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter.
But it's still pretty decent. Like,
it is,
if you're late, you'll get there on time.
Oh, for sure. Parent-teacher interviews, no problem.
So we don't have paddles to change the gears, and since it's electric, like, they can't really let you do all that stuff. But we do have a low, and how do we shift into low?
With this button shifter that looks like a volume knob that is way too close to a volume knob.
And Savage Geese did show that one video where that one actress used that as a volume knob with quick thinking.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't screw that up once.
I did once.
But I think...
Not while driving.
In my mind, I know, so I avoid it. But yeah, it is close to knobs, like, I get it.
And then the worst part of it is there's lag. There's lag in the transmission knob.
Yeah, the light should update way quicker.
That's the worst. That's like borderline unsafe.
But this Chrysler does put you into park if you open the door while you're in drive. So if you screw up, they got a fail-safe.
Yeah, but if I'm trying to go to drive, I don't want to end up in neutral or reverse. And more on driving, the brakes feel kind of too hybrid-y. Don't really like them.
I got used to it right away, and since it's a minivan, I fully accept the hybridness of it.
I accept it, but I'm just making a comment.
True.
And I want to point out one thing about the suspension. It's a little bouncy. It's like kind of too firm. I don't think they got the damping quite right because of the extra batteries in the electric. I feel like the regular Pacifica would probably drive better than this.
Yeah, maybe, but like, I don't expect too much out of minivan ride quality, to be honest.
No, exactly. But I would just like it to be a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more minivan-y. And that's it for driving. Overall, great for a minivan. Let's talk about this interior and infotainment.
Visor test first.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Yes! Of course it passes. Great job.
Okay, infotainment. It is the new style Dodge
What about
stuff.
the cup holder, bro?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Cup holder. I got my Starbucks today. Fits fine. Nice placement. I think small Timmy's fit. It's got those rubber things. It's good.
Is it too grippy, though, with the rubber things?
No, it's not too grippy.
Just enough grippy from the rubber things.
There's other companies have like bad grippy. This is good grippy.
All right, moving on.
The infotainment. Pretty much exactly like the Ram.
Yes, which is the best part because it's better than like the Challenger and stuff because this has the updated screen.
Yes, so this does have rewinding satellite radio stations, but it doesn't have tune mix.
That's right.
And my favorite part is that you've got your radio station seeking, favorites button, volume, and mute behind the steering wheel. One of the only things that can actually like seek through stuff and favorites.
Shout out FCA.
I'm looking at you, Porsche. But the replay button is like an extra step, but like, whatever.
It's fine. And it has Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Shout out.
Yeah, and it works perfectly, but this does have the stupid thing where like your heated steering wheel is through your infotainment.
And I don't mind it because when you start up the car, it's right there, but a little extra hard button,
yeah,
it wouldn't hurt.
For a parent mobile, like
exactly.
You should have some hard button. Like, oh, my kids are yelling, let me just dig through this infotainment and heat my steering wheel. Like, I don't think so.
Yeah, and they could have deleted a little bit of gloss black here.
Yeah.
Just put a couple more buttons right there.
There's a good amount of gloss black. They're probably pitching this as like pretty luxury.
But like gloss black in a minivan, that's kind of the worst thing. You're gonna get boogers and stuff all over this, like,
And then onto the gauges real quick. We've got a big number in the middle, and that's all that really matters. Like, that's what I want on every car. Like, look how big that is.
I like the hybrid info.
Yeah, and I like how it changes from green to not green when you floor it and go out of electric mode.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. And I got one complaint about the steering wheel. We have a nice metal ring, which looks great. As soon as you turn on that heated steering wheel in the winter, it's the worst. It's like the Range Rover, which I hated because my palms are freezing, but the back of my hand is nice and toasty.
Yeah, that didn't bother me. I actually kind of like the differences and stuff. Oh,
I hate it.
one more thing we got to talk about is the reverse 360 camera.
Works great.
Yeah, we've got all the modes. It's not like the highest res, but it works very easily.
Higher res than Ford.
Yeah.
And Lincoln.
Yeah.
There you go.
Luxury minivan.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about lane keep real quick.
It's not very good. It's lane departure.
Yeah, and we got like radar cruise and all that stuff, which works okay.
It works great on the highway because when you're in traffic, it works down to 0.
Yeah, but like it's not Mercedes keep you in your lane stuff.
Obviously not.
Which is
I wouldn't
fine.
expect that.
But I mean, like the Nautilus
And
had
actually,
the really good lane keep stuff. So
the Honda Odyssey.
yeah, so yeah, I feel like if you're carrying around a lot of kids, like it'd be nice to relax and let it take over.
Yeah.
Speaking of, there's going to be a whole generation of kids who don't get to inherit a minivan as like their first car they drive. They're going to be stuck in these 3-row SUVs.
Yeah, they are actually. That's
Like,
a good point.
What a bummer. Like having a minivan when you first grew up was like the sickest because you could pick up all your friends and go everywhere. And now
Yeah, you could stuff everybody in here.
you can't even pick up all your friends because now they have laws that like if you're under 19, you can't have more people under 19 in your car. Like only one.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But I guess that's how like kids get in the most trouble in accidents. Like,
yeah, but then imagine like our parents, they probably had like no laws. Like,
Yeah.
just stuff them to the roof. Like, that's
Yeah.
fine. No seatbelts.
Like I remember getting pulled over. I had a cop follow me around our school area for like 4 blocks, and I had like the whole thing full of us 17-year-olds in there. Because a license plate light was out, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
of course.
"This is my dad's car. I'll get the thing." But like,
Yeah.
imagine pulling over like imagine seeing 7 17-year-olds in a car right now. You'd be like, "Oh, these kids are definitely up to no good."
yeah, exactly. Like, oh no, I'm definitely gonna stay away from whatever house they're going
And
to.
like, I did not look like a mature 17-year-old. I looked like a
Yeah.
little like, "Hey, officer."
Let's move on to looks. This thing looks great.
It definitely is one of the cooler looking minivans around there.
It is. I think it looks better than the Odyssey.
I think it's equal to the Odyssey, but more badass.
Badass.
It does look like more mean.
Yeah, because this does have the S package, a little bit more blackout stuff.
Yeah, and the way the headlights swoop around and everything looks like super aggressive.
Yeah. But I have one complaint about the headlights. This is an electric vehicle. This shouldn't be allowed. We have halogen projectors.
And I think the fog lights are halogen as well.
They are.
Kind of threw me off.
That's like a Toyota thing.
Yeah, like what are you
Don't do
doing?
it, especially in a plug-in hybrid.
I really like the body lines of this.
Really?
So like that long one that swoops down around the back, like man, when the light hits it, like this thing looks fantastic.
You know what I appreciate? The way that they integrated the sliding door underneath the window. You don't see that line.
Yeah, what I really like is the way they integrated the back window to the spoiler.
Oh yeah.
Like everything looks nice, and like the back end.
Yeah, the back end looks cool.
Like the taillights are awesome. They're like Dodge Durango good style taillights.
They are.
How it's black across. Everything looks really nice on this,
Except the wheels. They're too electric-y.
which I'm cool with. And what is the Continental recommended tire for this minivan?
The Continental Cross Contact LX20.
So how about this compared to that new Lexus minivan?
Oh, that thing is gross.
Yeah, but it's like, did you see the back seat stuff?
No, I didn't see the interior.
Oh, dude, it's just 2 captain seats with a TV.
Okay, that's
it's
perfect.
just meant to be like luxury around it.
That's awesome.
And this is only one of 2 Chrysler products.
Products.
What cars does Chrysler make?
The 300, the 200.
No, just the 300, this in hybrid.
Wait, what?
Did you not know that?
Did you just blow my mind?
Yo, think of it like it's just that. Minivans, Pacifica, and then Pacifica hybrid.
That doesn't count.
Exactly. They
Wow.
got 2 vehicles.
All right. Well, you just blew my mind.
But like Jeep and Ram is killing it
There's
so
so
hard.
much under their brand.
And like Dodge has just got all the cool cars. Like it's perfectly fine.
It is.
Like I'm not mad at it at all.
I just mind blown.
Yeah. Well, at least.
Yeah. Let's finish this off with my mind being blown.
By the price,
$63,920.
the only hybrid van,
Yeah.
and it's like super comfy. It's got the Stow N Go. It looks cool.
It's about 10 grand more than anything else
But
comparable.
with a rebate, which might come back, other places might still have it. Like it's kind of fine.
I think this completely makes sense for a minivan. This is definitely my favorite minivan because if I was a dad, I would want to plug this in, drive no gas all the time pretty much,
Yeah.
and then still be able to go to the cottage, no problem. This makes so much sense as a minivan.
And it is pretty luxurious.
It is.
Like, to be brutally honest, it checks a lot of the boxes for luxury vehicle.
Yeah, it kind of does.
like even like all the soft touch and like stitching, like, man,
This is really good.
is there any other minivan that you would pick over this?
I haven't driven the Sienna yet,
No.
but I would still take this over the Odyssey. But I really like that VTEC. When VTEC hit,
Yeah,
it's just so good.
I like this a lot more than the Odyssey, but I think the Odyssey was cool. We haven't driven the Kia one. Hyundai doesn't have one anymore. The Toyota, I'm pretty sure, is probably going to have like
The
really bad infotainment. So
yeah.
like right away, I'm going to just have to know that, I think.
I think it looks cooler. That's the one that probably looks the best, the Sienna. There, I've made up my mind.
Disagree. Strongly disagree.
When they have like those little body, maybe the aftermarket ones when people put body
Yeah.
kits on them.
So let us know what you like the most about van life. Leave van comments below, minivan stories, pretty much anything minivan related.
Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, check out patreon.com/TheStraightPipes, and join our YouTube membership.
And check out Teespring for Straight Pipes merch
Yes.
and minivan comments. More minivan comments. I love minivans.
Should we make a minivan shirt?
I'm Yuri.
I'm Jacob.
We're going for a drive. This is a subscription break. Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe right now. Subscribe. We didn't do that.